Y'all remember in the 2010s when Harem and Ecchi anime were making generational runs in the seasonal anime pool? Feels like yesterday when these two genres dominated the anime market, but now it's just this garbage. There always comes a time in every teenage adolescent's life when they're looking for a new show to watch. Endlessly scrolling through the seasonal anime, then boom, they stumble upon the Pandora's box. They open the box, unravel shows like High School DxD, To Love Ru, Infinite Stratus Trash Ass, and they begin to get addicted to these shows that show a little too much skin. It is a canon event for young teenagers to discover these shows, and we're here to reminisce about Harem and Ecchi anime in the 2010s, where anything and everything flew. What the hell? Yo! Yo! So strap in, fellas. This is for you old heads, and also some new people who might discover some garbage shows from this video. Let's explain what Harem Ecchi is for those who don't know, in my own words. A harem ecchi anime is where a singular man becomes the Duke Dennis of his Japanese high school, sometimes even middle school. Not only is the MC captain at Atlanta, but he also manages to catch these women naked, changing, or somehow fall on them. So simply put, harem is a lame-ass protagonist being surrounded by beautiful women, and ecchi is the sexual shit happening to said protagonist. These two genres were truly made for the teenage male demographic, littered with shameless fan service and unrealistic situations, but that's what made watching them so intriguing to the male audience. Because of the fan service and the power of the Japanese imagination, the self-insert was crazy. It was like harem is D-Wade and ecchi is LeBron. They just complemented each other so well. To be honest, the characters in these stories were never too fleshed out either, whether it was the girls or the main character, and the girls were mainly just there to make the main character feel shy or blush, you know. Oh, I fell on you. Oh, there's my boobs. What the hell? Yeah, but there were many different archetypes of anime women. You got your kuderes, your danderes, your fan favorite tsunderes, and your two-way glue guys, and also yanderes. Speaking of tsunderes, these harem shows always had the tsundere wearing pigtails or having blonde hair. They're like copy and pasted. They might be just as copy and pasted as Kirito is in Isekai. The different girls in these harems fell into one of these categories of girls usually. I think I'm missing some, but it's whatever. And it's the watcher's role to pick and select their favorite, or in anime terms, I guess, pick a waifu. You feel me? A girl whose personality, who they resonate so much that they want to buy a body pillow of them. Or be regular and just make them their Discord profile picture. In each show, the MCs have alone time with each girl, so you could get to know the girl and decide if you like them or not. And the goal, or I guess normally the goal, is for them to end up with one of them, but of course with these gooner ass shows it can never go in an exponential line. There's always something. I mean, I guess I'd watch a shoujo if I really wanted that kind of development, but in these harem shows there actually is normally a main girl, but then the side girls are better in my opinion, and they have to watch the MC get with someone else. Y'all know what I mean, like that one show with the 5 sisters. Yeah, but anyways, the MC normally ends up with the tsunderes. Speaking of the MCs, they were stupid. Oh my god. The problem with the protagonists of these stories is that they are normally bad main characters because they're fill-ins for people to imagine themselves in their shoes. They're either dense, stupid, clueless, stupid, you know, the standard formula of a harem ecchi protagonist. These shows followed simple plots in terms of actual story, or otherwise were categorized as a slice of life. There were also, for some reason, mecha shows. I don't know why. There's like so much mecha harem ecchi. Like, the standard formula was the girls being a damsel in distress, and the loser protag saves them and says some corny ass words to rizz them up, I guess. Then boom, they fall in love. Only a select few shows I'd say were actually interesting. I know y'all know about the GOAT High School DxD. High School DxD changed many people's lives, realizing that they could be attracted to cartoon characters. If you ask anyone, they definitely have heard of this anime or have seen pictures of it, you know, on certain sites. High School DxD could possibly solidify itself as the GOAT status among professional gooners. Not only were the girls pretty hot, but the main character wasn't a bitch. He wasn't a bitch. He did what every man wanted. He was in there like swimwear. Honestly, I could go into naming and reviewing a whole bunch of shows, good or bad, like To Love Ru, Monster Musume, and Kiss X Sis. God, why did they make this show? But I'll save that for another time. I also wanted to mention that most of the time, these shows were based off of ongoing light novels, so they never got season 2s. I'm not saying some of them deserve season 2s, but it would have been funny to see how they adapted them. It was a damn shame No Game No Life ever got a season 2, but Infinite Stratus somehow got one. Man, I freaking hated Infinite Stratus. Dude, the main character, bro, he's literally what I described earlier. One thing I thought was funny about this show was how the English dub tried to recreate other countries' accents, so it made it pretty hard to watch and very cringeworthy.
Currently equipped with. I have a single school-issued swimsuit.
Honestly though, after the 2010s ended, I started to see less of this type of anime. I think companies started to realize that showing half-naked teenage girls without a good story is not always going to work. I still see some weird kink shows here and there, but nowadays, people just watch adult anime.
Instead of gooning the high school anime girls fighting in mechs.
Being a 13-something teenager and discovering these types of shows really rewired how my brain worked. There was a phase where I would not watch any anime unless it had one of these two genres in it. Not only that, this is a time when people thought watching anime was weird, and it was definitely because of these kinds of shows. Like if you watched any sort of scene in anime in the 2010s, you would get caught lacking so hard. Like Fairy Tail is the OG Fire Force, I swear. It could be the most serious fight, but then out of nowhere you see Lucy's Yonkers right there, or Ezra, I don't know. There was no watching anime in public back then, so you best believe I was one of the biggest closeted anime fans. I would never admit to liking anime because my favorite genres at the time were harem and ecchi. If you told anyone before 2010 that you watched anime, they'd probably start looking at you weird and cling on to their purse a little harder. Now that I really think about it, I guess the era in the 2010s was different because there was always some sort of fan service making cameos in normal ass shows. Now that I really think about it, a lot of shows had harem and ecchi aspects. Usually more than one girl would like the MC in romance shows, and there'd be a lot of unnecessary fan service in shonen shows. Speaking of unnecessary fan service, there's actually a few shows that were hard to watch or straight up ruined because of the fan service. It's okay y'all, I'll say it for y'all since I mentioned it earlier. Fire Force. Ecchi appearing in shows where it shouldn't show up can take away from the seriousness of a scene. Hence why that Guna shit should stay in the D-Gen shows. Okay, listen, I'm not saying that a little bit of fan service here and there is bad, but when shows overdo it, it kind of gets, you know, too much. Shows like JJK where it caters to the female audience with... Damn. Yeah, like this is okay, I guess. This is kind of a random segment, but since we're talking about the good old days, I know most of you guys had to watch anime with weird methods. As for me, before I discovered the OG Kiss anime, I had to watch anime on YouTube with each episode being broken into like 10,000 parts. Sometimes I clicked on the next part and it was a whole different episode. There were so many shows I watched over YouTube and it was out of order, and when I watched it years later, I was like, oh, I watched it wrong. For some reason, most of these animes I watched as a kid that were broken up into parts were harem and ecchi anime. Like that one show with the bootleg Ries, like the Testament of Sister Devil, or some shit like that, I don't know. But like I said before, most of these shows were made, but nothing compares to the bond between a boy and the mediocre harems they watched when they were young. Remember when I mentioned how the MCs are fill-ins? Don't flame me y'all, but as a youngin', I low-key might have based my personality off of these main protagonists, because in my head, I thought if they were getting the huzz, I would too! I would play stupid and dense because that's how they acted too. My ass was not Ayane Koji. Okay, but hear me out. They were literally surrounded by beautiful women, and my young, naive, stupid monkey brain didn't understand the concept of Riz. Not surprisingly, acting this way did not work out well, and my early years of high school were met with zero successful relationships. So take it from me when I say, do not base your personality after anime characters. You'll just cringe at yourself later in your life, like me, an ex-closeted anime fan. So with this video coming to a close, I want you to remember the shows that you started with. May it be a harem or a show with ecchi elements in it. I hope y'all can reminisce about the 2010s and discovering ourselves as anime fans, because we can't always stay with these two genres. There comes a time where we have to grow up and our anime taste grows up with us. So I hope you, my fellow D-Gen brothers, remember what it felt like when you first witnessed Rias Gremory in all her glory. The reason why I wanted to make this video is because even though they were considered gooner shows, they are what made me fall in love with anime. By discovering those 2-minute broken up parts of To Love Ru on YouTube, I got sucked, deep into one of the greatest phases of my teenage life. Being almost 21 now, I physically cannot stand watching these shows anymore. I think the last one I watched was the one about benches, but I haven't watched any since then. As weird as it sounds, harem and ecchi shows opened up my world to a whole lot better shows. I just happened to start watching the gooner ones first. So thank you to those garbage 6 out of 10 harem ecchi shows I used to love watching as a teenager. Hey guys, I'm just gonna keep this short. This is the outro of my video. It may have taken me a little bit longer to get this video out because I was in the Philippines. I was gone for a month and I got this big ass tattoo. Sorry, that was so unnecessary, but whatever. So yeah, I've been gone for a while. I meant to push this video out before I left for the Philippines, but I got lazy. So lazy. But alright, I just want to thank you for watching. Another thing I do want to say is this is kind of my first time trying out more of a video essay style of video, and I hope you guys enjoyed. I know my editing's not up to par with the bigger YouTubers, but I'll get there. Just wait. But yeah, I don't really have much other to say than I would like your feedback on this kind of video and my style. Any like anything I could improve on and whatnot. But another thing I would like to ask is if you guys could do me a huge favor and join our Discord. So I don't think many of you know, but I am in a smaller YouTube group with my boy Alex, Ed, Pat, and Ace. We all do different content. Ranges from horror games to video essays to other random stuff, I guess, which is probably just me. But yeah, I would like if you guys could join the Discord, drop in and say hi. And I don't have any fans in the Discord yet because I haven't. This is my first time plugging it, which is kind of funny. So yeah, sorry NBZ. This is my first time plugging our Discord. I am the smallest creator out of all of us though, so there's that. But I'm not really good at comments. Okay, other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like, subscribe. It would help me out a lot, please. I'm just a struggling college student. Alright, bye guys.